Hello, gentle viewers. This is our Guardian welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 22. And we are playing with the world champion Pittsburgh Pirates. Which just felt so satisfying. And I can clearly see that the rest of you agree because there was a lot of good comments on the last video. Actually, you're not that interesting, Victor. Sorry. So yeah, we won the World Series. I don't think there's too much else to add to that other than we won the fucking World Series. And we're gonna try to do it again. It is fair to ask at this point, do we count as a dynasty? And I know you're saying, Avi, you've only won World Series. That is an undeniable fact. But I think in baseball, it's so hard to win multiple titles that I think you can become a dynasty even if you don't win the World Series at all. Because I would argue that the mid-late 90s, early 2000s Indians were a dynasty. They went to 2 World Series, came very close to winning one of them, and were otherwise completely dominant in the AL Central. Now, of course, if you want to call the Yankees a team of the 90s, I'm not going to argue with you. They did win 4 World Series. But that doesn't mean you can't have 2 dynasties at the same time, and I genuinely think that I would consider them to be a dynasty. So what does qualify as a dynasty? Number 1, you have to at least appear in the World Series. Ideally 2 or more, but at least 1. I don't think if you don't even make it to the World Series, you're not a dynasty. Second, I think you need 6 to 7 consistent years of making the playoffs. And I know that seems like you'd think that a lot of teams would fit into that, but there's lots of teams that are really good for a couple seasons and just kind of go. And then I think you ideally need 1 to 2 Hall of Famers to really cement a team as a Hall of Fame, as a dynasty type of team. Because not every team has a Hall of Famer playing. If you think it's a Hall of Famer currently on the Pittsburgh Pirates in real life, I don't know who that player would be. So, using, again, the Indians, the team I know the best, the now Guardians, they currently have 3 Hall of Famers from that team. Now, there's an asterisk because 2 of them didn't spend most of their time with the Guardians. Jim Thome is number 1 with a bullet. He is the Cleveland Hall of Famer from that late 90s, early 2000s team. And Omar Vizquel and Manny Ramirez would probably be Hall of Famers if not for Manny's suspensions and Omar's generally being a terrible human being. And I would also argue that Kenny Lofton deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And it's borderline criminal that he got bounced out of the voting after just 1 year. There's also Robbie Alomar, who did make the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure that he would be like a Cleveland Hall of Famer because he wasn't with the team for all that long. I think he played here for 4 or 5 years, and then he went elsewhere. But that's still, a pretty decent number of Hall of Famers. The Indians made the playoffs, I want to say 7 years in a row from 95 to 2002, maybe even in 2003. You know what? We can actually find out. If I change to the Guardians of Cleveland and I look at their team history. Yeah, 95 through 99, they went to the playoffs. They won again in 2001. and then went to 2 World Series. And I know they lost them both, but so to me, maybe it's not like an official dynasty, but I think that's the kind of thing you need as a dynasty. But let me tell you why the Pirates are overqualified. Let's just that. That's why. From 2028 to 2045, we have missed the playoffs 1 time. That's a lot. That qualifies as a lot. And if we go to league history... Okay. Ooh, I just wanted to see that. That feels good. No, I guess we never actually did go to the World Series before. But I find it hard-pressed to think anyone would say that a team with, 16 playoff appearances in 17 years wouldn't be a dynasty-level team. We've never won more than 100 games? That doesn't seem possible, but it's true. Huh. Well, there you have it. So I've won multiple division titles. We've now won a World Series. It's real good. It's real good. Now, you then ask the question, okay, but who on the Pirates is a Hall of Famer? I mean... Garrett Gunnels? And... more Garrett Gunnels? And I think that's going to be one of the trickier aspects of really calling this Pirates team a dynasty. We've got a couple of outstanding players who I think are going to make the Hall of Fame. Specifically, Gunnels and probably Avila will both make the Hall of Fame. Nick Rosario's got a chance to come back, maybe. Gunnels is the second best Pirate of all time. Neat. Avila's already 8th best, and he's not even that far into his career. Awesome. I don't think any of my pitchers are going to make it necessarily. I think that's a little bit too much to ask. Yeah, we don't have anybody in the top 10. Hey, Nate Brooks and Mike Barber had really good winning percentages. I don't know what that counts for. Not very much, but... Eric Corrigan is 137 saves. And he's no longer a Pirate. Andy Maldonado creeping in at the 10th best starting pitcher in the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's cool. Anyways, so the real question is this a dynasty? I think it is. I think especially if we win a second World Series, then it becomes... you can't doubt it at that point. But, my friends, it is time to move on from that. Because now our job is to win another. And ideally, another. A lot of LCS losses. If I'd only been playing these games, as you'd all suggested for so long, who knows how many World Series we'd actually have. Oh, well. I better get Manager of the Year. I'm just saying. Oh, no, we have won over 100 games a few times. I wonder why that team history stream made it look like it hadn't. Was I was looking at the wrong thing? I definitely was. I was looking over at the expected wins, not over here at the actual wins. There you go. Yeah, we've actually had 4 100-plus win seasons. Very nice. Very nice. No, 5. I can count. No, I can't. I'm lying to you. I'm sorry. I can't count. So let's talk about how to make this version of the Pirates the best version it possibly can be. So, beginning with salary arbitration, we've got offers into all these fine gentlemen. We're letting both Martin and Albignac walk just because neither one of them was particularly exciting. So we're not losing any starting players. So then the question becomes, who was not the best version of themselves? Who could we have done better with? So, let's look at the roster and think about players that might have been better. Are there internal improvements to be made that would really solidify us as one of the best teams in the major leagues? Internal improvement number one would be a full season out of Caleb Bautista. Now, nothing I saw last season really showed to me, yes, this is a dominant pitcher, but we have him for awfully cheap, and the fact of the matter is that he does have more to him than we saw this season. It's not his fault he got hurt. So if he can be healthy, I think he'll be a decent rotation piece. The most important offseason move has already happened, which is Tommy Mcdonald agreeing to come back to the Pittsburgh Pirates for the remainder of his contract, which I think is going to be a very good thing. Mr. McDonald is a borderline Hall of Famer, and he might go in with a Pittsburgh cap if we get another 3 to 4 seasons out of him, but we're going to see what happens. He's a Hall of Fame level talent, even if he may not be one for us. Robert Diago had another outstanding season. I don't like the high ERA, but the problem is his skill set. He's always going to give up a fair few home runs. You're just really hoping for a good strikeout to walk ratio, and he definitely had that in spades last year. I'm more than happy to keep him on this team for now to see how he does from there. Jesus Moya really took a big step forward, and our next homegrown superstar might just be this gentleman from Puerto Rico, because he's got an awful lot to offer as a pitcher. We have to make sure to see Roman Alvarado. That's the number one thing we have to make sure happens, is we have to make sure that he stays healthy and that he's able to provide us with many, many seasons of quality service. But everything he's doing is trending in the right direction. And there's still another level to him, maybe even 2 other levels, to really make him one of the best in the big leagues. Let's not ignore Mike Giles. Mike Giles was an undervalued starting pitcher with the Miami Marlins, and we brought him in, and he instantly became a star. Now, all these starting pitchers are signed for lots of money. A lot of my salary is actually tied up in my starting rotation, and that's something we're going to have to eventually explore. Luis Montour is probably not going to be playing a major role on this team unless something bad happens, but if he does, I'm okay with that. The bullpen isn't outstanding. This may be an area where an upgrade might be possible, so that's something to consider there. Catcher is the number one area where an upgrade might both be warranted and a significant improvement. I love Meandres Avila. If he is the Pittsburgh Pirates starting catcher for the next 5 to 10 years, I'm not going to lose a moment's sleep over it. He's been real good for a real long time. Nothing to say about my glorious boy here and his incredible performance. And his first batting title. Nice. But while he is a better defensive catcher than many people have given him credit for, there's a real possibility, if we can get a quality hitting catcher who's also pretty good defensively, to make the entire team that much better. So it's something we definitely have to consider. Greg Merrill had a wonderful season and is coming back for a pretty cheap salary. We needed a power hitter, and we got one. Was he the best possible power hitter we could have gotten? No, but we got enough. We got reasonable thump from him. I see no reason to replace him, barring an amazing talent being available. Second base was a bit of a black hole last season. Jeremy Stackhouse was incredible in the postseason, and he's definitely a pretty good second baseman. So maybe Brickhouse just plays and Pempek moves on to some other endeavor in his major league career. Bobby Herrera was amazing last season. I'm really excited about his future. I'm really excited about it. I know he wasn't the best third baseman, but he wasn't the worst either. And I think he's great, and I want him to play more baseball, more better, so that we can get even more out of him. I feel pretty good about third base. I feel less good about shortstop. So, Manny Pozzo had a good season, but also left a lot on the table. And it is incredibly fair to ask, will he ever unlock that additional level? Like, we are talking, and I say this with no hyperbole whatsoever, Manny Pozzo could be as good as Alex Rodriguez. I'm putting it out there. He could be. If he reached his full potential, he would regularly hit 300 and hit 30-plus homers. Shortstop that can do both of those things just don't grow on trees. And look, can you call him a bust? Absolutely you can. What we've gotten from him already is pretty good. It's just not what he's capable of. There's more to this story, and I'm hoping that we start to see it next season. The doubles are great. I want to see those doubles keep up, and I want to start seeing more balls leave the yard. And I want to see a better average. He's capable of hitting 300. For sure. The question, of course, is going to be, is he ever going to tap into this extra level? And he's unmotivated. He doesn't have a great work ethic, and he's not particularly bright. So the question is, can we coach him up? Can we basically make him do extra things so that he unlocks that extra level? And that's a very good question, and I don't know the answer to that question just yet. Outfield. We had a lot of different people playing a lot of different spots in the outfield last season, and I'm still not convinced that the outfield is settled. Sean Winter had a pretty good season with the bat, but he was woefully overmatched in center. And he kind of hurt the team with his defense there. Moving into left field helped a little bit, but I think Sean Winter's best position would be as a super sub like he was last year, where he just played a lot in lots of different places and was able to contribute positively. Winter is also somewhat flawed because he can't really hit left-handed pitching at all. So while he's a useful player and a good part, I'm not convinced that he is a great left fielder. Josh Lynch came into us and played some center field and did pretty well. He's a classical leadoff guy, and I think he was an excellent acquisition, and I think he's going to be pretty good for us for a long time. Right field, Rusty Oliver. We shifted Oliver to DH this season after a spell in the outfield, and he seemed to take to it okay. He wasn't quite as good as he's been in years past, but what he gave us was still pretty important for the success of the team. It's 68 doubles, my lord. And then we can't ignore the hero of the postseason, Isaac White. We don't win the World Series without Isaac White. But what we have is we have a lot of outfielders who range from pretty decent to okay. And we don't really have that one outfielder that can take over a game. And I'd really like to get one of those this offseason. Rusty Oliver could be that guy if I trusted him in right field, which I don't. I think we're better off with him DHing or filling some other position. But a premium left fielder might be exactly what the doctor ordered to get a next level type of performance out of this roster. Last thing I want to talk about before I actually start playing the offseason is I wanted to talk about Greg Merrill. What do you need to produce in order to be a premium slugger most of the time? My ideal slugger is 250, 350, 500. That's what I'm looking for from a top-tier slugging player. That doesn't mean you can't hit below 250 and still be incredibly productive. Joey Gallo says hi. But in order to have a truly reliable slugger, they've got to be able to get on base at a really good clip, and they've got to be able to hit enough to make the rest of the game work. And that was the Dan Aldridge problem. A guy hitting 215 who's not also getting on base at a 350 clip anyway is going to be a real problem. And that's why I like Greg Merrill a bit more than others. So realistic places to get an upgrade. We could try a blockbuster style trade to try to acquire a top tier left fielder. That would be very welcome. We could try acquiring a more reliable fifth starter, but I don't really think rotation needs the help. I'm going to be in the market for a reliever again. Because a lot of the relievers I have in the high minors just aren't that great. How good are you, Clint Daly? You're actually very, very good. You're an amazing player. Your offense, I definitely need to see more of, but I'm going to put you on lock, and I'm going to see how you develop over the next couple of seasons. Like, I'm not promising anything for Daly yet, but the fact he's such an amazing shortstop. If we move Pozo to third and maybe Herrera to second, that would be a very interesting combo up the middle, right? Herrera, Pozo, and Daly. Because I definitely believe that Pozo's number one position is third base. I think if we move him there, he goes from being a good shortstop to a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. And I think letting him play there full time might be the best for his career long term. I'm not saying he can't stay shortstop for now, though, and I definitely want to give him a chance to show me if he can handle short. But if Daly is able to develop his contact ability a little bit better, just so he's not an absolute zero with the bat, he might be in the majors next season, or even later this season, to be our full-time shortstop and move Herrera to second. Or even move Herrera to first down the line. I mean, Herrera's bat will play literally anywhere. So we'll figure it out. Herrera's going to be a piece of this team for a while to come. This is a problem, though. We have to definitely keep a very close eye on his health over time. But anyway, what I was trying to say before I interrupted myself is I need to get another couple of good relievers, I think. Other than that, I don't really see being that active in the free agent market. I would love an elite level outfielder. Maybe Jesus Ortiz is that guy. Um, I mean, I don't think so, but he might be. Maybe we do a trade, but we are going to look at free agency too and see who we can acquire. How much money do we have to spend? We've got about 40 million, which is a lot of money. It is most definitely a lot of money. And I certainly wouldn't mind adding a premium talent in the outfield if one were to come available. So let's just go ahead for right now. Oh, do I have my different coaching positions filled? I'm attempting to fill them. Great. Okay. A lot of people retired. I guess they're waiting to win the World Series, which fair play to them. Did you? I'll offer you 500 grand. I demand the best, and the best is what I shall have. We got a new assistant GM. Oh, that reminds me, expansion draft. I didn't even talk about that yet. We need to decide who we're going to protect right now. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I mean, I can protect the entire roster. This seems wrong. No, we're going to drop that to 15 players. I don't think being able to protect 25 is fair. Because that means we're basically never going to get anybody that's any good. So, right off the bat, Avila. Sorry, all players, please. Mcdonald. Moya. Lynch. Merrill. Pozo. I could always take people off the list, so I'm going to add everybody but Winter for right now, and there's a reason for that. Because I want to make sure I can get the really top-tier players on this roster. Bobby Herrera, 1,000%. You're not getting Bobby Herrera off of me. Mike Giles for sure. And then we get into the tricky part, which is that we have a whole bunch of players that all could be protected, but I'm not clear who would be the best to protect. I am going to protect Winter. And I'm going to do that because I think his best values is a trade chit, and if I lose him in the expansion draft, I can't trade him. Funny how that works out. I can only protect 3 more players. And I think Isaac White has to be one of them. Yeah, we have to protect the World Series hero of Isaac White. I can only protect 2 more people. Alright, so I'm protecting no relievers. That's a deliberate strategy. I'm gonna protect Ortiz. Because if I don't protect him, he's gonna get picked in the draft, and I at least want to see what he might have to offer me. And then I can only protect 1 more player. So here's the question. Do we protect Jeremy Brickhouse, or do we let him walk and get that experiment started early with Daly at short, Herrera at second, and Pozo at third? I kind of like that idea a lot, actually. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and protect 1 reliever. And I think that reliever is... No, Roman Alvarado is the man I'm going to protect. He is my friend. I like him. So yeah, I didn't plan on doing that, but I think that's going to give us the best possible team. Because I really just want Pozo to be a third baseman, and I think it makes him a better player, and it makes us a better team. This is all great. We have a full coaching staff, and everyone really gets along really, really well. Mr. Diago, please teach base running. Mr. Campos, please teach the infielders and the outfielders, and then teaching counter catchers is going to be Diago. Nice. Everybody gets along amazing. It's fine. And we have a really solid coaching staff that we can trust. Brilliant. Let us proceed. As I damn well should have gotten. Silver Slugger for Avila again. Bobby Herrera got Rookie of the Year. I don't see why he wouldn't have, so good for him. And I got National League Player of the Year. Brilliant. Gross. Shunzo Fukushima is at least interesting because of his elite on base skills. I just don't think he's a great fit. My friends, how close was Tommy McDonald to winning another Cy Young? Really? It's got to be the gaudy win-loss record. Because McDonald only finished 12 and 10. I know his ERA was high, but he was the better pitcher. Come on, game. Did I have any votes for MVP? Probably not. Avila actually won third place. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. So, let's go up to Hall of Fame voting. C.J. Abrams is a Hall of Famer in my book. 2,500 hits, plenty of walks, 3 Gold Gloves, and 70-plus wins is a Hall of Famer. Bo Bichette, not to be confused with Boba Fett, is also a Hall of Famer. Alex Benitez we'll come back to. He might be. I'm just not convinced yet. I'm going to vote for Carlos Correa. I don't think it's going to matter, but I'm going to try. A lot of unimpressive first-time Hall of Famers. Yeah, John Nelson really just didn't have a long enough career, in my opinion. Christian Pache, I don't mind voting for him. Alec Thomas, meh. Mike Vasallo, meh. Andrew Vaughn, meh. There's a lot of meh on this roster. I think I'll give a vote to Benitez. I think he, because of his elite power, I think he deserves some consideration. But I mean, there isn't a good starter at all. Like, I see no starting pitcher here I would even consider voting for. It's a real shitty class, my dudes. A real shitty class. Yep, Oh, this is good. This is my ballot. Okay, important mistake not to make. I'm not signing a single fucking free agent until after the expansion draft. I don't want to sign a premium free agent and then instantly lose him. Because reasons. So let's go up to the expansion draft. Oh, to activate these people. That's fine. Let's go to the expansion draft, and we're gonna go ahead and sim that. I don't care. I didn't think they'd take Gil Jeter, but smart on them for doing it. That may prove to be a mistake. That may prove to be a mistake. Did we lose Brickhouse? We did. I'm not surprised that we did. Who else? Who all did we actually lose? If I go to my transactions log, here we go. We lost Brickhouse, Josh Donahue, and Gil Jeter. So, Clint Daly, we're gonna try an experiment. I'm gonna try moving Herrera to second. I know his range isn't great. I know we're probably taking a bit of a defensive loss if we put him at second base. I could move him to first or something. But I think we're going to more than make up for that by having Gold Glovers at shortstop and third base. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move you back to third. And Clint Daly is going to get a chance to play every day at shortstop. And we'll see how that works out for us. So now we can start looking at free agency. Who is around? That would be a significant upgrade. Hello, Chris Mata. What's the Mata? Nope. I don't see that being a big thing that I want to get involved in. Alex Aguilar? Like, adding another comically amazing starting pitcher would be pretty cool. I'm not sure it's the right expenditure of my resources, though. Mike Zerby is not as good as he looks. Otherwise, they'd be all over that. I would actually be willing to give him a chance because it would only cost me a couple million. And he'd be a good bat off the bench if nothing else. Jake Lemaster absolutely would be a great piece to add to this club. So I'm going to offer him a 1-year deal. I'll even promise not to trade you. And we'll see how you can do on this present roster. Didn't you used to be on my team? No, I'm thinking of someone else. Wow, this is a really bad free agent class for anything other than starting pitching. So that's not ideal. I keep coming back to Zerbe. Just because he's so cheap that even if all he does is be a backup first baseman / quality pinch hitter, he's gonna give me a return on my investment, right? Like, I frankly don't see how he couldn't. Like, it's $2 bloody million. That's basically nothing. I'm not going to start him anywhere, but I think having him as a bat off the bench could be a pretty cool thing to have. Yeah, I'm going to offer him a contract. It's only money. So, no. I'd rather not sign you. You cost too much money and you cost me a draft pick. So I'll pass on you. I don't need another player like that. Meh. 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 Catcher? I do need a backup catcher. That cannot be ignored. And Danny Durbin only wants $2.6 million. I think he'd be a fine backup. He's not good enough to make me bump Avila, but I think he'd be a fine backup. Oh, you're an awful catcher. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me look at batting ratings, and we're going to look for the best contact hitter here. So the best overall hitter here is looking like Danny Gutierrez. But Gutierrez is not a very good catcher. Bobby Still is okay. He's not the... I mean, I can have Bobby Hill still for free, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a minor league deal. And that's just nice depth right there. Pat Humphrey is a terrible catcher. Victor Vargas is at least okay. I'd really like a great defensive catcher, though, if I can be picky. Kevin Lawler is not great defensively. He's a really solid backup catcher for someone like Avila. I'm just not convinced he's the best choice. Durbin gets on base and is a pretty good catcher, too. I don't think Durbin's going to like being a backup, though. And I don't want to sign someone that's just going to be a jackass. But maybe that's the route I have to go. Yeah, we're going to go for Danny Durbin. You're here to be a backup catcher. Maybe start once every week or so to give Avila a break. Yeah, I'm not going to say that we're not taking a risk. But I think it's a worthwhile risk. To have Herrera play second, Avila play third, or not Avila, sorry, Pozo to play third. I don't know what it is they offered you. Do they offer you? They offered you actual money. I can't compete with that. I think the trade market's going to be how we're going to upgrade at left field. Good for you, Chris. Oh, Danny Durbin hasn't actually signed it. He's just thinking about it. Okay. Nope. So, now's a good time to take stock and see if we can't find ourselves a top-tier left fielder. So we're going to start by checking the trading block. You always want to check the trading block first. Sam Warden would be a lovely backup catcher, but no thank you. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. 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 I guess the trade block is not the best place to find what I'm looking for. I just want to find some of the best left fielders in the game. and see if I can't move some prospects to try to acquire that great big fish. So I'm going to go and do player search and shortlist. And we're going to do player search. I'm going to look at all the outfielders in Major League Baseball. And we're going to use some filters. No, I'm not. Chris Atwater would be a delightful upgrade to our team. Is there any way I could acquire him at all without giving up someone like Avila, for instance? I mean, he would be a big-time piece to this offense and really take us to another gear. Can he be had? So, I'm going to begin my package with Sean Winter. And I will even offer you Danny Mcdonald. This still doesn't even get us in the ballpark. Alright. I can't give you Chris Daly. Clint Daly, sorry. But I could offer you Elvis Rome. Yeah, they're just not going to go with Atwater, which is totally fair. I wouldn't want to give him up either if I had him. I am probably reaching too high. I just don't see a lot of people giving up players of this level that easily. Dan Folk is going to be a great hitter someday, but he's not a great outfielder, and I kind of want to be a little bit picky about who I go for. Jeff Pierce would be awfully tasty. I think he would be a top-tier player for this roster if we could acquire him. Cincy, how do you think? Could we make this work? Holy shit, you don't want Jeff Pierce. You're trying to save money. That's what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. Luis Puentes is meh compared to what I'm getting. So yes, enjoy Luis Puentes. Can I get you to eat part of his salary, I wonder? If I'm just being greedy here? No. Eh. If I gave you Sean Winter... No, I don't want to give you Sean Winter. I don't want to give you Sean Winter. Because you're one of my division rivals. You can have Cohen. And I'm also going to add Elvis Rome just because I don't need a first base prospect right now. And I'm going to see if I can't use these two players to get you to eat some of his contract. No, you won't do it. That's fine. Then I'm just going to give you Cohen. Done. Oh, look at that shit right there. That's... I think Cincinnati's going to rue this trade almost immediately. Now, I'm not saying that Pierce is without risk, but he's been durable. He hits home runs like they're going out of style, and he's got the rest of the package that you really look for in a premium offensive player. Welcome to the Pirates, Jeff Pierce. You'll be playing left field. Maybe right. We'll figure out where to place you once I figure out how the rest of the roster shakes out. Okay, next step, because I definitely don't want to forget to do this. Clint Daly, I'm throwing you in the deep end. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm not even going to hesitate. You're playing for the Pirates next season. I'm going to move Bobby Herrera to second base. Okay. I'd like to get a top-tier catcher, but I don't think that's necessary anymore. I don't think that's necessary. Isaac White could platoon with Winter, to to get the most out of Winter, or I could just trade Winter for someone who's less flawed. Only batters, please. And I will take on salary 100% for the right fit. Yeah, I get Dan Aldridge back. No, thank you. I didn't like him the first time. Wow, really? You're a good player, but you'd basically be a DH. I mean, I guess I could acquire you and then push Rusty Oliver back to right field. You are a really good hitter. I'm going to come back to you, Mr. Bermudez, and see if there's another choice that's even better. Dave Bonfilio is a really good all-around outfielder. But he doesn't have quite the upside as some of these others here. Bobby Garibaldo is not that good. He's a good hitter, but he's not a good catcher. You did give me pause, though. Did give me pause. Flanders. Is Kleisich? Yeah, I don't want Victor Salazar. He's a little bit too flawed even for me. Dan Effins offers the defense, but he's not a great hitter. Mike Samuels is a good hitter without a position. I mean, you're an amazing contact here, but I could just play Isaac White and get the exact same level of production. Okay. So, I'm thinking the best option, if we're looking to upgrade in the outfield, is acquiring the bat of Sergio Bermudez and then pushing, what's his face, back to... Yeah, he's actually still good against left-handed pitching, too. And then pushing Rusty Oliver back out to right field, because I'd rather play Bermudez at DH, because he's just not as good a hitter. That would significantly upgrade the lineup. Like, I have nothing against Sean Winter. I really like him as a player. I wonder if I could get Bermudez for less, so we could still keep Winter. No, Winter is basically... I could give him Montour, but I'd like to have that additional... Yeah, I'll give him Winter. Winter is right now overrated in this current market. Can I get you to toss in a prospect or two, maybe? Say, an intriguing-looking reliever. How about Sean Mahan? I'm joking. There's no way they would give me a 76-rated starter. Oh, I couldn't afford him. Okay, so this guy's somebody who isn't already on the 40-man. We might need to make a couple of trades to free up some payroll, but that's fine. I could probably get Alex Nieves. And... how about Ethan Backen? He's got an interesting bat. No. Okay. Let's just make this deal. I want Bermudez, and I'm not ashamed to grab him. So who plays left field on this roster right now? Where's my new guy? Jeff Pierce, you're playing left field. I mean, I guess he could play right field. No, because Rusty Oliver is at least tolerable in right. He is not at all tolerable in left. So we're going to move you back out to right. Pierce is going to play left. And Bermudez is going to be the designated hitter. We've added a lot of power to this lineup all of a sudden. This lineup might just have gotten too good. And I'm here for that. I love things being too good. We are now very, very borderline in terms of cash. So we kind of need to figure out a way to save a little bit of money. But I don't think I can. Let us reduce our scouting budget by 10 million, and that should help us with the rest of our game. I said 14 million. Thank you. Okay. I think that's worth it. I really do think that's worth it. We're going to have an interesting conversation with Bermudez at the end of the season. And an interesting one with Oliver. But we can let that go to the end of the season. Nobody's due for a giant raise yet. Pozo's getting awfully close to wanting one. We'll see how he does playing third base full time this season. But I think that's the end of our big moves. I will take a look at the Rule 5 draft and just see what kind of options are available to us. We've added a lot to this lineup. And we didn't give up very much. Like, I think Sean Winter is the younger, more impressive player. But he was so just not very good in terms of filling a couple of important roles. I'm going to auto-drop to my pick. I completely forgot about Vinny Salazar. That's fine. He's not very good. Somebody can give him a chance if they'd like, and that's fine, but whatever. How's your catcher market looking? A whole bunch of people who can't play defense. Oh dear. Yeah, this is not great. Okay, I'm not getting my catcher through free agents, through the Rule 5, clearly. Is there anybody with defense that's at least, like, 50? Choose fielding rating. There we go. Catcher ability. Is there anyone who has one of at least 60? I mean, as backup catchers go, he's not awful. I kind of like you as a backup catcher. Although you're not a great hitter, you have really good catcher ability, which means you'll actually be fairly decent. Jaden Ring would be another really solid catcher. Oh my god, you're already on my roster though. Why on earth would I? Let's just put you on the 40-man. That may already be the solution to my catcher problem. I'm going to keep looking, though. Dusty Culver. Really good catcher, decent on base skills. I would not trust him to hit anything. I kind of really like this guy, actually. Yeah, we're going to grab good old Dongdo here. And then are there any, like, actual high potential players left in this draft? And clear the filter, please. Chad Ratton? Meh, he's a real rat. Get it? Now I'm not going to take Rule 2, Rule 5 picks. That's fine. 1 is plenty. Okay. We got Zerbe and Lemaster and Durbin all signed. Wait, Lemaster is not a first baseman. Isn't he a pitcher? Oh my god, I traded for a first baseman and oh my god, I'm a potato. I'm an absolute fucking potato. I'm such an idiot. I wanted a fucking pitcher. I didn't want a damn... Oh my god. Well, that was stupid. Yeah, we're gonna be trading Jake Lemaster right now for literally anything because holy shit, that is not who I meant to sign. If you were yelling at the screen, I'm not saying I heard you, but maybe I ought to have heard you. Yeah. Because I have Danny Durbin now. Oh no, spring training is... I can go over the active limit. Yeah, I don't want fucking Jake Lemaster. What the hell made you think I wanted Jake Lemaster? Go away. I feel incredibly stupid, by the way. Oh my gosh. Like, every other brilliant trade I just made, and I just shit the bed by acquiring a first baseman who's just flat out terrible. What if I literally look at any position? Just anybody... No one's gonna take him. I'm a moron. Oh my god. I don't want you, dude. I don't want you. I never did. And so you're forcing me to cut you. Oh my god. I think I clicked on the wrong guy. Fine. If we fail big time this season, that's why. Because I am an absolute dipshit, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. How could I have done that? What on earth possessed me to sign Jake Lemaster? I think I was looking at a picture, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna grab Jake Lemaster. No, he is terrible. Let me just make sure he isn't also a great pitcher. Oh no, he is the guy I meant to sign. Oh my god, game. You know what? No. This is not happening. I'm really sorry. I hate using commission mode, but I have to do it to give me my player back. Because he was always supposed to be on my team. I panicked, and yeah, I'm sorry. Put him on the Pittsburgh Pirates, please. Alright, I'm gonna turn commissioner mode back off. Yes, I got messed up because the game randomly classified him as a first baseman. I do very much want him if he's a reliever. So this is just the game being weird, and sorry about that. Oh my gosh, I'm such a potato sometimes. You don't even know. And then Jake Lemaster, you are going to go on the 40-man. I need to clear a couple of spots. Cormier and Urbina, both of you are getting designated for assignment. And then I'm going to put Zerbe and Jake Lemaster on the 40-man. Boom, done. I hope I don't have to pay him paid twice for him, but I think it's fine. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was so positive about this offseason in general, and then I do that stupid shit. Oh well. What a debacle. What a debacle. There's probably newspapers in Pittsburgh calling for my firing because I'm such an idiot. Really? Really? Man, whatever, I guess. That's whatever. You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. If you fuckers keep out Garrett Gunnels after letting in a good reliever, there will be words, my friends. There will be a lot of words to be had. You can both go to the minors and be removed from my 40-man. I'm kind of worried about Pozo wanting... No, I don't want any part of your shenanigans. Oh, yes, Chinese Taipei, as opposed to the other Taipei. I get it, they can't say Taiwan, but still, come on, dudes. Yeah, you know what? Enjoy your time with the Brewers, because I don't want you anymore. Now that I have the actual reliever I did want. Oh my god. I can't be trusted, I'm sorry. I don't want Denzel Myers. I don't care how hard you offer him. He's not very good. Let's just go up to start spring training. He's not going to be happy with me because I'm not earning more money, but I think overall he's going to be very happy with me because I think we have a really good chance to run it back. And it's going to be great. Yeah, Sean Winter is not going to hurt as bad as he seems. He's a very flawed player that's just really rated highly for some weird reason. I'm not quite sure why. I'm definitely not sure why you think I want this garbage player. He only serves to raise my scouting director. He has found us some pretty incredible players over the years. We wouldn't be here without him. So that's incredible. Let's go already. Good. I hope you got everything you wanted and more from LA. You literally got less money than I offered you. Whatever, dude. What the fuck ever. Friends, let us start offering some spring training rules to some pitchers. Josh Estrada, you can have a chance. I don't mind letting you get some big league reps. Mr. Ron Baggett. Mr. Virgil Hill. And I'm actually going to consider... I'm going to put Butch James on the trade block, and I'm going to see if somebody is willing to offer for him, because I don't think he's going to make it in the big leagues. And I think that's good. I think that is more than good. I now have 5 catchers on the roster, which is pretty hilarious. I have Tim Martin. Martin would be an excellent backup, too. I have too damn many catchers now. We're going to have to fix that real quick, like. Dog Do, I'm going to go ahead and release you to the Rockies. That's at least one less person I have to concern myself with. Okay. First of all... No, because I want Herrera learning first base. Or second base, rather. I want to see if he can make that happen for us. And I'm going to copy. And I'm going to paste. Okay. Pitching, go ahead and do your thing. We will run that 6-man rotation in the spring, as we so often do. Really? You're going to let Roman Alvarado do some starting? That's an interesting idea. I guess I don't mind you stretching out his arm, though, in spring training. That certainly doesn't hurt. Tommy Mcdonald is the ace, and he gets to always pitch first. And let's get some stuff done here. Pozo's going to want a lot of money. And I will pay him that if he deserves it. I've never been shy about paying premium players a premium salary. The question is he going to be a premium player? And that I do not have the answer to. That I do not have the answer to yet. You can argue he's already been a premium player, and I certainly wouldn't argue with you there. He's certainly been a really productive player at a really important position. And I think now that he's going to be playing third base, we're going to see him unlock another level to his game. But I mean, if you have A-Rod, you have to pay him A-Rod money. That's just a thing that has to happen. Right? There's not a way around that. But we're going to see how he takes to third base. Bobby, did you... Okay, you did learn a little bit of second base. It's good enough that I'm willing to give you a chance. Did Pozo get any better? A tiny sliver? A tiny, tiny sliver. Okay. Well, that's it for our games. Now let's go ahead and start building the roster the way we want to. Pitching. I have 20 pitchers. I need 13 pitchers. So step 1, Arneson back to the minors. Bender to the minors. Bull to the minors. Estrada to the minors. Montour to the minors, only because I'd rather have him starting every day than relieving every once in a while. And I want you to be constantly improving there. Alvarado back to relieving. I don't really want you to start. I don't think that's a good use of your talents at this point. Jim Robinson is what the kids call not very good. He's just never going to strike enough people out to be that effective. You're going to the minors. And where does that leave me? Wait, who did I send to the minors instead of the guy I meant to? Go away, Jim Robinson. I'm down to 13, and I think that's fine. Which means Virgil Hill made the roster. Congratulations, Virgil. I wish you many successes. So let's actually set everything up right here. Let's freaking go. 5-man rotation. Number 1 is Tommy Mcdonald. No, it's not a 1-man rotation. It's just start with the first person, please. I'm going to go to pitcher ratings real fast. I'm going to go with Diago, then Bautista, then Giles, then Moya. And that's going to be a really good rotation, potentially. Now let's look at our relievers. Jared Gall is the most qualified to be long relief starting pitcher, so I guess he's going to get that job, unless one of the other guys here has the pitches needed to fill in. No, none of you has 3 pitches, so yeah, I guess it'll be... Well, Greg Fleischman is the best reliever on the roster, so he's going to be the... Wait, didn't we try making him the closer and he wasn't very good? I think we ended the season with Joe Burton being our closer. Yeah, Burton, you're going to get to close again. Then Fleischman's going to set up. Jared Gall is going to be long relief emergency starter. Mike Roberts is going to be middle relief, avoid high leverage. He's just an arm. That's all I see him as right now. Virgil Hill is middle relief. Herrera is middle relief. Lemaster, I'm paying you a lot of money. I would like you to be an important piece of this bullpen. I'm going to make you a setup guy, too. And I'm also going to make you middle relief. Because I want my big-time pitchers making big-time pitches. And then you're going to be middle relief, long relief for Alvarado. There we go. I noticed we don't have a lefty killer. But thankfully, we don't have anyone that has a problem against lefties. Mike Roberts does, actually. So, you know, Mike Roberts... I'm just going to make you a right... There's an easier solution to this problem, which is getting rid of Mike Roberts. Yeah, Mikey, I'm going to waive you and designate you for assignment. I'm just going to call up another reliever. Yeah, Jody Cox seems good. We're going to activate Jody Cox here, and you're going to be a middle reliever. Like, I'm not saying that Jody Cox is brilliant. I'm saying that Jody Cox is better than freaking Mike Roberts. That's for sure. Okay. I have 4 catchers. I don't need 4 catchers. I need 2 catchers. And I think a season in AAA would do Tim Martin a lot of good. So we're going to send him to AAA, meaning Durbin and Avila are your starting catchers. Bobby Herrera is a second baseman. I might someday make him a first baseman, but for right now he's a second baseman. I don't need Elvis Rome. I don't need... Danny Mcdonald to the minors. minors. Jesus Ortiz to the minors. 6 outfielders seems like a lot. I'm going to come back to this in a couple minutes once I decided how I'm going to settle down with our minor leagues. Okay, so Daly starts at short, Pozo starts at third, Herrera starts at second. Herrera's going to get there. He's going to probably have some growing pains, but I think he'll turn out to be just fine. I think Zerbe is too valuable as a backup first baseman slash pinch hitter, so I'm not going to bench him. I've got to get rid of 5 players. So I think Baggett is an obvious one. I don't need 3 shortstops. And Clint Daly is a perfectly fine shortstop. I don't need him. I don't need Jim Kelly, whose only other advantage is he's really good at playing defense. Both Kingery and Watson here have a fair bit of positional flexibility, but Watson has options and Kingery doesn't. So Kingery and Pempek, you're going to be our backup infielders. I got to get rid of 2 outfielders. I have 2 too many. And actually, that leads me to believe I need to get rid of 1 more infielder. Right? Because I have 6 outfielders. I can't run the season off of only 4 outfielders, especially one of them is a designated hitter. Let's just quickly do this just so that it's clear to me and so I don't make a mistake there. Okay. So I have to get rid of 1 outfielder and 1 infielder. Unfortunately for Pempek, he's only second and short. He can't play third, and I do need someone who can handle all 3 positions without embarrassing themselves. I want to keep him. I mean, I guess I could just trade Zerbe. See what kind of offers there are for Mr. Zerbe here. Look, this feels like not the best move I could have made, but I kind of backed myself into a corner. No. A good outfielder who might learn how to hit is not a bad payment. J.D. Bell could be a starter if he could fix his control. Okay. Phillies, I will give you Mike... No, I'm not going to give you shit. No, I don't mind. Yeah, no, never the Phillies. Fuck the Phillies. I don't want to give them even a chance of being a less terrible team. They need to lose every game before I'll forgive them for beating us so consistently. I don't hate Rob DeClue. I don't like him either, but I don't hate him. I'm not going to trade inside the division if I can avoid it. If I could get Carraro and Horowitz from the Braves, I think I would take it. Can I get Carraro too? Yes, and can I get you to offer me... Could I get Jonathan Hawkins? And how quickly are you going to tell me to go to hell? The price is too steep. Are you fucking kidding me, game? Are you having a laugh? I wouldn't mind Josh Greatencord, but it's not going to happen. No, everyone you're asking for is too important to the team right now. I can't afford to give any of those people up. I can try to upgrade the deal, though, with a couple of prospects, perhaps. How would you feel about Danny Mcdonald? You want the inferior Herrera? Done. Guys, Grettencourt could be a top-tier starting pitcher. He's very raw, but I'm more than happy to grab him. Complete trade done. Okay, I still have to get rid of one outfielder now. Oh no, I have to get rid of an infielder or an outfielder. Or a pitcher. Boy, if I'm only rolling 12 pitchers, I'm probably going to regret it. But I think I'd regret skimping on position players more. Huh. Because here's the thing. Isaac White can't play center, and Chris Neff is just okay, but he's still the best backup center fielder I've got. I can't not have a backup center fielder, no matter how good Josh Lynch is. And he's real good. But I can't let him go without someone to replace him every now and then. If I push Isaac White through waivers, we're going to lose him. I have no illusions on that score. And I don't want to demote Oliver or Pierce or Lynch. So, I can't send down an outfielder. Unless I'm willing to lose Isaac White forever, and I'm not sure that I am. So that means we come back to sending down Eric Pempak, and I don't love that either. It basically means we're counting on Kingery to back up all the infield positions. And that's also a bad idea. So you know what I think we do? Jody Cox, go back to the minors. We're going to roll with 12 pitchers. That is 7 relievers. I feel like that's a pretty decent number. I don't think I'm being unfair. But we're going to have to see what happens over the course of the season. We want to make some adjustments. So, okay, we're down to 26. Let us begin setting everything up. Let's freaking go. Who's the number 3 hitter? It's Avila. Stop asking. Don't ask stupid questions. Who's the cleanup hitter? It's actually a really good question now because I've got 3 possible candidates. We've got Sergio Bermudez, we've got Jeff Pierce, and we've got Greg Merrill. I think Pierce hits cleanup. Does Pierce have a hole in his swing? No, he can handle lefties all right. The thing is, Bermudez is great anywhere you hit him. So I think Merrill batting 5th makes sense. And then Bermudez hits 2nd. No, because I think Rusty Oliver... Okay, so the other obvious choice is that Mr. Josh Lynch is going to be the leadoff hitter. So who hits number 2? It's probably Bobby Herrera. Because Bobby Herrera was a great all-around hitter with a good bit of power, and he can really make it a good fit. So, who hits 6th? Is it Rusty Oliver? Is it Sergio Bermudez? I think it's Sergio Bermudez, and then Rusty Oliver hits 7th. Manny Pozo also deserves to hit high. Okay. We kind of have a problem. I kind of want, like, 5 number 2s, but I can't have 5 number 2s. So with that understanding, I think Pozo is a better fit to be the number 2. Because he also has a good batting eye, and I think that's a little bit more valuable higher in the lineup. But then Herrera is going to be batting 7th. Boy, golly. We have too many good hitters, and I never thought I'd say that. Merrill, I'm going to bat Bermudez 5th, and Herrera 6th, and Oliver 7th. This is not to discourage Bobby or Greg Merrill, but he's kind of a one-trick pony, and I want to make sure that the other really, really top-tier hitters are getting the most at-bats. We have an embarrassment of riches, my friends, and I love it. So Isaac White is going to be our backup corner guy, and he's also going to be subbing in for Rusty Oliver if we need some defense. Chris Neff backs up at center. Neff is then secondary backup. Oh, hang on. We also have Kingery. He's actually not that good in the outfield. Okay. So that means Neff is going to do this. And White is going to be backing up at center. Well, backing up the backup at center, rather. Next step. Mr. Isaac White, you are the #1 pinch hitter on this team, and you deserve lots of opportunities to do pinch hitting. Cool. Next on our list, infield. Pempek is good at second and short, so we're going to make him the primary backup at second. Kingery gets short and third. And then you're over here. And then you're over here. I do need a backup at first base. And it's not going to be Danny Durbin for sure. Pempek, you can be the #2 pinch hitter. Isaac White is also really, really fast, so he's going to be an amazing 4th outfielder, I feel. Neff can be a pinch hitter, and Durbin can be a pinch hitter. Durbin backs up at catcher for a season. And then who backs up at first, and who backs up at DH? And I think that's going to be Isaac White for both of them. There we go. Yeah, this lineup is pretty ridiculous, all things considered. I mean, I'm playing players somewhere just because I have to play them somewhere. We will probably have to make some adjustments in the offseason of next year to make sure that we have enough playing time for everyone that deserves lots of playing time. It just feels weird having a hitter as good as Rusty Oliver hitting 7th, but the fact is he's got to hit somewhere, right? We're going to have some grumpy people, I think. There's going to be people that want to hit in the middle of the lineup that aren't hitting in the middle of the lineup. It'd be like that sometimes, though, is the problem. Everyone wants to hit in the middle of the lineup. I can't hit everyone in the middle of the lineup. That's not how that works. I will swap Oliver and Herrera to just make Oliver closer to being happy. And we'll go from there. I bet Merrill wants to be in the middle of the lineup, too. Yeah, well, you can't all be in the middle of the lineup, so stop talking. Okay? He's also a little bit off his front-end power, but he still has a lot of potential, and I'm hoping that moving to his more natural defensive position is going to make him even better. Last things last. Sergio Bermudez is not coming back to this team, not for $21 million. Can I get Rusty Oliver to sign? He wants a big contract as Mr. Oliver. I'm going to have to think about that. I'm going to have to think about that real hard. I mean, he's been one of the most consistent hitters on the team. That's not the debate. The debate is, what is his ultimate position? Oh, he's also a captain. Game. I don't think I have any other captains. Oh no, Caleb Bautista too. Very good. Very, very good. Yeah, Pozo just wants to ride that arbitration train, and I don't blame him. Yeah, we've got kind of a logjam in the outfield again, and we're definitely going to have to make some hard decisions here. But for right now, I just want to win a second world title, and I think the lineup we have now definitely puts us in the position to potentially win a second one. So that's kind of where I am right now. Alright, friendos. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to share some thoughts in the comments down below about how we solve this logjam going forward of premium players wanting premium salaries. Will this problem solve itself if Mike Giles opts out of his contract? We'll have to see. But until next time, my friends, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.